Hey everybody, Randy here from Harris Model Works. Hope everybody's doing good on this Sunday evening. But yeah, tonight's video I want to go over the tools and some of the materials and stuff that I use to make these garages here. And I'm gonna actually have to pick up the camera to do this video, so y'all bear with me. I'm trying not to shake it too bad, but yeah, let me get it up here. Anyway, let me go over some supplies that you're going to need here. First off, on the glue, I use the Gorilla Super Glue Gel here. I like the gel because it holds it in place. And this glue is for wood, as you can see right there. It does say that it holds wood, and it does. I've glued this garage that I've got, that I just showed y'all, is glued together with this stuff right here. This stuff works too. It takes a little bit longer to dry, but this holds this wood real good too. But I recommend the super glue gel. Doesn't necessarily have to be that brand, but I recommend the gel because it keeps it from running all over the place. And I use this, which is, most of y'all are probably familiar with that. It's the clear parts and window maker cement. I use that for the clear plastic that goes into the window sashes. That's what I use for gluing those in. And I do recommend getting a razor saw here. I recommend the razor saw and the miter box. You don't have to have these things, but I do strongly recommend them. You can cut the stuff with a razor knife like this, but it does take quite a bit of force, and you're subject to cut yourself using that. But if you want to be cheap about it, you can get by, but you also got to make sure you get your cuts pretty straight. This eliminates that problem. It's very easy and much safer. I do recommend going this option. You can get, I bought this at Hobby Lobby. It's like $11.22 or 99 cents. Yeah, $11.99 with your 40% coupon. It's like $7 and some change. Well worth the money. And this is basically the same price. I bought this at Michael's because I was in Michael's before, and they've had the handle, the two saw blades here, and it also had the miter box in the kit. It was all one unit, but when I went back to get it, this is all he had. So I ended up having to, and they did not have a miter box, so I ended up having to get this at Hobby Lobby. These are actually replacements. I've got an old one right there that is wore out. It's probably 30 years old now, and it no longer cuts true. But anyway, you'll need that for your cutting. Do your cutting with it. I use a 6-inch combination square and a 12-inch combination square blade for doing all my layouts and everything. Of course, you need sandpaper for sanding the ends after you make your cut to get the little splinters and stuff off. And a CD case. You can get your favorite CD, pop it in the CD box when you're out here working on your project. Jam while you use the case as a framing square. This is when you go to lay out for the foundation, when you go to turn your corners, make your corner cut or corner joints, you use this, and it gives you a true 90 on your layouts and stuff. So we use that as a framing square. Okay, that's the tools and the adhesives I use. For the materials, let me see if I can get a close-up on this right here. www.midwestproducts.com. This is the plywood right here that I use. That's the size of it. Oops, sorry guys. This equals out to be like 3/4 of an inch in 1/24 scale. So that's actually, and we'll be using a lot of this on this project. We use it, of course, for the roof sheathing. We use it for making the siding and sheathing that goes on the walls before your siding. I do recommend you putting, let me swing it back over here where you can see. I like to put it on the walls too first before we run the siding, because that gives it a good flat surface for that siding to lay against, because that's this is ripped down into oh, I forget exactly how. I'll have to get the measurements on it when we get to that point. I'll be sure to give you all the measurements. I've got a template that I use for actually laying out the full sheets for ripping it down, making the siding. But we'll also be using this to make the man doors for it. The overhead doors are actually going to be made out of sheet styrene, so there'll be some more material list for that. But to give a quick rundown, this material right here is what we're going to use for the foundation and the window and door headers in the walls. That's 1/8 of an inch. It's 1/8 of an inch thick by 1/2 inch wide. So that'll be our header material and our foundation block. You know, like I said, this right here is going to be sheathing, and we'll be making some man doors and stuff like that out of it. And okay, for your 2x4s, what we're going to be using. Let me see, I've got one. There it is up here. Sorry about moving the cameras, guys. I'm trying to do this without shaking it too bad. But your 2x4 material, it's 1/16 thick by 1/8 of an inch wide. So that'll be our 2x4. And we'll be needing a bunch of those. There's a lot of studs going in the walls. You got your top and bottom wall plates, and just a lot of this material is going to be used too. And for like the windows, the sash, or the actual windowsill, this piece down here on the bottom, yeah, that part right there, that's going to be 1/16 thick by 3/8 of an inch wide. So it's the 16th thick by 1/8 wide, or I'm sorry, 3/8 wide. Yeah, 3/8, yeah. And once again, once we start getting into making the windows, I'll show you all how to make these things. You'll have to take a razor saw and make some notches and stuff in there, and I'll that's like a 1.5 degree angle on that. What I did is I just picked a window in one of the windows in my house here to model these after, and I just went with this style of window. Now you can make any style you want, because this is not a model kit, we're actually making a model here. We're not only building it, we're making it as well as we go. So anyway, that's pretty much the materials that we're going to be starting off with, you know, to get our walls and windows and stuff made. And there, of course, there are going to be more. Oh, actually, there is one more little tiny piece for the stop, when we make the stops to hold the sashes into the frame. Now, I don't have a pointer, but It's this real, this very inside little thin piece of wood. That's this stuff right here. It's like 1/16 by no, it's actually 1/32 by 1/32. It's tiny, but that'll be what holds the sashes into the window frame itself. Your bottom sashes are going to go up and down, but the top sash is glued in place. So anyway, I'm gonna try my best to get doing this stuff on video. I'm finding that anything more than about 10 or 12 minutes won't upload. So I might have to figure out how to do a live stream or something. I've never done that before. I'll have to figure that out. And I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna have to do, because each one of these windows right by themselves takes anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour to make one of them things. They're time consuming. So, but anyway, guys, we're coming up on I'm at 11 minutes now, so I better cut this off here so I can get this one posted. But hopefully I'll be starting on this stuff here really soon, hopefully. Everything's about winding down now. I got kind of busy and whatnot. But anyway, with all that being said, I'm going to go on and cut this off here. Give y'all one more quick look at the tools. Nothing really extravagant. Just simple, basically household tools, with the exception of that. I mean, but anyway, guys. I hope y'all having a good evening, and I just want to say thanks to all my subscribers, and enjoy y'all's comments, and I will talk to you later. Bye.